Here, we tape. Oh, there we go.
Oh, there you go. All right. Yesh lizar ches. Yesh lizar shelo yelech ish bein shtei nashim. Oh, right. How a man should not walk in between two women, v'loy bein shnei klovim, and not in between two dogs, or shnei chazirim, or two pigs. You should also, this is coming up in the daf in around 2 months, right? A person should not allow a woman to go in between two men, or a dog, or a chazir. Yeah.
If you ever buy a simcha, which you live and be well, or Baron Shechter, when you're walking out of the chuppah, you're walking to the car, whatever, he would hold hands with you. He would grab your hand right away and hold hands with you and walk, so you wouldn't be between the ladies. I mean, it happened to me a bunch of times with Baron. I mean,
yeah. Oh, so that's let's see. So the footnote here, very good. So this footnote here in the Piskei Teshuvos brings 2 men could walk in between 2 women, right? And also, if there's more Ben Ish Chai, he brings in the Ben Ish Chai that if there's more than 4 amas separating the 2 women, then that's also okay, which you're not going to have by a chasana in all probability. And what about girls? And what about relatives? Right? Meaning you have your wife and your sister schmoozing in the kitchen or whatever, and you walk in between them. So you're allowed to do that. Right? So he said the paiskim are mesupik. But then he brings here, shas hatchak, it will help to hold a stick in your hand or something else. Or you hold your payas. I remember seeing that if you hold something that's dovership kedusha or a Yiddish azach like tzitzis, that's what I do. I'll hold on to my tzitzis, and when I'm going out.
This is even in your own home.
If you're walking in between 2 women, yeah. I mean, the question is, does it apply to relatives, meaning a sister and a wife? If you own sister and your own wife, but if there's 2 women in your house, then yeah. Right? Oh, you know what? It's a common thing. Like you have 2 women schmoozing on the steps. You know, one on one side of the steps, one on the other. You want to walk up on the steps. Then you start playing this whole musical chairs thing, right? Yeah. Fine. Okay, so that's the end of Sif Gimel. Sif Dalin. I can't get it on. All right. Yargel is atzmai lifanis erev avayikish who's rizus or nikiyas. A person should make themselves go to the bathroom in the evening and in the morning, because that's considered zrizus and nikiyas. Now, that means for gedolim, right? I mean, going ketanim, that's relatively easy. Going to the bathroom gedolim, right, is not so simple to just go to the bathroom at night and in the morning. So now he gives some medical advice, right? So you should walk. It's a Gemara, right? This is Gemara in Brachos. Gemara in Brachos, right? If you're not able to go to the bathroom, go dalet amos and sit, and then stand up until it loosens up. That must loosen up the bowels, and then you're able to go to the bathroom. Or you should be masiach das from other things and concentrate. I guess it's more on Shabbos. It must be Shabbos, because in the parentheses it says Shabbos. Or you masiach das from other things and concentrate on going to the bathroom, and that will make you go to the bathroom. I personally would think that you should not concentrate on it, right? Because most people don't do well under pressure, right? Okay, but I don't know. I'm not going to be chaylik on the Gemara, right? Fine. Hamash and Nikavav, Iver Mishum Baltashaksu. Somebody who holds it in is either on making himself disgusting. Right? We'll get back to that. Do you have parentheses? The Olam has parentheses in or is this only my edition? No parentheses? And if you hold back from urinating when you need it, you shouldn't make yourself an akar into sterile, right? By holding back from urinating, that could cause sterilization. So therefore, you have two isurim. From holding in, from going to the bathroom, ketanim, is an issue of making yourself disgusting, and it could potentially cause infertility issues. And if it's just from gedolim, so then it's over on Baal Teshaksim. Right? So now, exactly what does that mean to hold it in? Yeah. So what does that mean?
I mean, what happens if you're driving on a trip and the next rest stop is 20 miles away? What are you supposed to do?
Right. So that's So that would be a covered abrius. That would be a covered abrius. So the poskim say, right? What happens? How about another one? This does happen, especially a chazan has to go to the bathroom, right? Now, if he has to leave in the middle of chazaras hashatz, that's quite embarrassing, right? Or somebody's in the middle of darshaning and then he has to go to the bathroom. So what does he do? Yeah, so the poskim say it's covered abrius. He's allowed, in that case, he's allowed to hold it in. He's allowed to hold it in. Now, it's tricky by a chazan because sometimes nerves makes you feel like you have to go to the bathroom, and you really don't have to go to the bathroom, right? So that's something that you have to try and figure out. Now, he says here from the Shulchan Aruch Harav that what does it mean having to go to the bathroom? If you have to get to the point where you can't think of anything else other than the bathroom, that's called Baal Teshaksim, which is a very, very far point, right? Meaning just you get the feeling and the urge that you need to go to the bathroom and you're driving, like you said, Shmuel, right? So then that wouldn't be Baal Teshaksim because you can, if you take up a conversation, you'll forget about it that you need to go to the bathroom. It's only where it gets to the point that it's so pressing that you can't think of anything else, then that's going to be a problem, right?
Yeah.
So that's basically the way he says it. Okay, that's Sif Aleph. Sif Beis. Yetznua Vesakise. Right? Another set of halachas that nobody, as far as I know, nobody keeps. Bisman hazeh. Yetznua Vesakise. You should be tznius in the bathroom. Lo yigalas atzmei ad sheyeshiv. You shouldn't reveal yourself until you sit down, which means like right before you sit down. Because if you're sitting down, how are you taking your pants off? Right? So that's first thing. And then only reveal the parts of your body that will not cause your clothing to get dirty. Meaning don't be so frum where your clothing might get dirty. So, but just reveal enough that the clothing is not going to make you dirty. And you have to be careful with this at night, just like you are during the day. Right? Now, if you have to go to the bathroom that's totally open and there's no mechitzas, okay, this is not really nageh nowadays. Your face you should be facing south, and your back should be north, which is obviously going to be. Or the opposite. But between east and west, it's awesome. Right? And then he brings from the Magen Avram in the bottom here that you have to, in all situations, some say that in all situations you should not be facing Yerushalayim, so that the uncovered parts of your body should not be facing Yerushalayim. Right? So
means someone a compass to the bush.
Basically, that's basically what it sounds like. Yeah.
Keep a compass in your pocket at all times.
Right. Yeah. In the davening apps, it doesn't say it has a compass to tell you which way to face when going to the bathroom. It just says a compass which way to face when davening. But I guess that's another reason to have a compass, right? Yeah. Yeah, so that's that.
If you're sleeping without clothes, you have to put clothes on to go to the bathroom.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You go with. I mean, we said already that Bismanazeh, our bedrooms and our bathrooms have a different din. This is more like an outdoor matzah, right? But our bedrooms and bathrooms are yuchid for being undressed. But theoretically, if you were not like the sukkah, let's say, right? We said the sukkah, right? You're sleeping in the sukkah undressed, and avada, you can't walk in undressed, right? Vim yesh mechitza yachol lipanas b'chol inyan. But if there's a mechitza, then you can go whichever way you want. In macharev litzad mechitza, if your back is to the mechitza, right, which is what it should be. Fine. Ulahashtin mutter b'chalin. Urinating, that's mutter in all situations. You don't have to worry. This is only for gedolim. Getanim, yeah. So then for getanim doesn't make a difference. Fine. Lo yipane, a person shouldn't go to the bathroom. One should not go to the bathroom in front of others, but others meaning what do you call it? Meaning the.
What about going to the bathroom in Costco and like a supermarket where there are other urinals there?
Oh, so he doesn't say urinating. Yipana means gedolim.
Okay.
Which I think they don't have. I never was in a bathroom that they don't have at least some sort of mechitza, right?
Yeah.
By the way, Ramosha Feinstein in a tshuva says that you should not go to a urinal.
Oh yeah.
He said it's not sneeze to go to a urinal. That's what Ramosha says in the tshuva. But l'chayra he means
go to Ger in Yerushalayim.
There's no.
There's nothing. It's just a trough.
Right. It's just a trough. Right. And even in the new Ger.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess they don't go Ramay. It's interesting.
I was just going to say. I mean, I'm not. That's why I'm saying a place that also has a Moira Hara. That's what.
Hasidim are also usually more careful about. I guess not with mikvah and all that. They're not. I don't know. But the Ramosha says not to. But I don't know if Ramosha means urinals without the walls in between. Right? They have that wall where Ramosha say the same thing. I don't know. Right? Yeah. So that's he quotes the Rigas Moshe right here in the footnote. He quotes the Rigas Moshe in the footnote in the Sefer that he says you should. Oh, the way he quotes it, I don't remember Ramosha saying it this way. He says that you should put a mechitza there. The way he quotes Ramosha, he says you put a mechitza there and that's enough.
Urinals used to be different also, because urinals used to be those ones that went from the 3/4 down the wall, instead of the ones that are sort of like I don't know, like 24 inches high and sort of shield also.
Yeah. Anachanami. Okay, but that's talking about avalahashtin mutter afilu b'yayim, but to urinate in front of somebody, it's mutter even during them ifnei rabim im tzarich lekach, even in public if it's necessary. Shem deika sakonam yatzer es atzmai, because it's a sakona if you hold yourself. When become makom yesh le'stalek l'tzadin, but at least go to the side of the road. Right, meaning for urinating it could actually be a sakona. I don't think he means for fertility. I think he means it could also bust up the. Can it burst? I think that they say. I don't know, but that's what I've heard. Fine.
I mean, you got to hold it in for a pretty long time for it to burst, because we've all held it in for a long time and nothing happened. So to get to that next level.
Right, but there's an interesting. It's good that you brought that up because it's an interesting thing. The post can say, right, benegeya to if you feel like you have to go to the bathroom, right, and you're not allowed to daven, so 72 minutes. If you could hold it in for 72 minutes, you're davening. You guys see davening. The post can say that we're a spoiled generation, and we're not used to holding it in, because we have bathrooms wherever we go, for the most part. So since we're not used to holding it in, we feel like we really have to go, but that's not really. It's only because we're spoiled. And Mamela, since we're spoiled, we feel like, I have to go. But that's only because we're never more than 5 minutes away from a bathroom. right? But back then, when they were busy all day and they didn't necessarily have bathrooms, their bodies got used to holding it in for much longer amount of time, right?
Why wouldn't it seem like not? If they're saying they can go to the bathroom on the side of the road, how much are they holding? I mean, they're just going all over the place.
Right. Okay, but that's true. But that's if you really have to go, right? Also, what about Gedolim? Gedolim, they didn't.
Right.
Right.
Uh-huh.
So Gedolim, they didn't go. So that's okay. Right.
Isn't it? It's, I think it's mashma from the Rambam that you're really supposed to control your body in the sense of like coming on with a regular routine and schedule. Am I mistaken with that?
What do you mean that you should
That's
have?
the
You should go
first
to
thing
bed.
you said.
Right. You should go out. You should go in the beginning to the bathroom in the morning and in the evening.
Yeah. So you kind of get your body on a regimen, so there you are able to hold it in or control.
Right. No, it's true. That would be the ultimate.
I just Googled. I just Googled it. It seems like it causes nerve damage, which can create somebody to become sterile.
Okay, so that's for sure. But I don't know if that's a sakana. I don't know if that's sakana. Right? Right, I'm not so sure that
It
would
also
be
mentions
considered.
UTI.
Okay, but that might be a sakana. Right? Okay, bye. Gimel. Lo yipana ba'amida. One should not defecate when he's standing up. Now, what about when you go in a public bathroom and it's COVID or whatever it is, and you don't want to sit down on the toilet seat? Is that called standing up? I don't know. Anyways, but so you shouldn't go to the bathroom standing. Right? You shouldn't push yourself more than necessary, so that you don't ruin the. It's called the teeth of the karkashta of the rectum.
The glands.
Yeah.
Is this like
said?
medical?
Yeah.
Is this medical advice or hashkafic, halachic? What?
This is
Medical.
How do we
advice.
take this?
Medical
Medical
advice.
Rupture the glands.
Right. You're
No,
gonna
I'm
push
saying,
it.
but all
I guess
in general,
that's
all of this.
hemorrhoids. That would be hemorrhoids. L'chayra. Is that hemorrhoids? That's l'chayra. That would be. Does you have the art scroll there? What do you have the title translation? They say hemorrhoids or they don't say hemorrhoids? No. I mean, hemorrhoids is a big pain. It's a big pain. It's a difficult thing to deal with. What are you saying, Elio?
Art scroll.
I was saying for all of this is taken as medical advice, or there's
Medical advice. Medical advice.
Art scroll says muscles.
Muscles.
Yeah. Don't want to cause the muscles that hold the rectum in place to tear.
Yeah. For lo yimar, let's see. Okay, very
Rabbi,
interesting. Yeah.
Rabbi, back one or two sentences about standing. Does that mean squatting as well? Like, there's a ton of business people that go to China, and they don't. A lot of places in China don't have actual like sit down commodes. They have holes in the floor where you have to squat.
They have that all over Europe also.
I don't know. That's what I don't know. Is that called standing? I don't know. What's a din in standing?
I don't know. But you're being supported by your feet. Like, if you're sitting down, you're on your tuchus. So like, you're not
supporting your body.
Right.
Right. So I don't know.
I don't know.
So you'd have to ask an old catcher.
Right. And those guys don't have a very long shelf life, so maybe that's a raya that it's not healthy. I don't know. Don't they say that?
You're talking to an old catcher. Believe me, A, we don't have shelf lives at all. My needs are gone. And B, it's a very uncomfortable position to be in.
You're too old to be a catcher.
What?
You're too tall. You shouldn't be a catcher. Your height.
You should have told me that. You should have told me that when I played like 12 years
Okay,
ago.
baseball lessons are on Tuesday nights.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear. I'm not sure if that's called, if it's the din in the standing. First of all, is it also a medical thing not to go to the bathroom defecate standing, or is that a tznius thing?
Oh, sure.
Right? I don't know. The second one is definitely a medical thing.
That's what I was really asking before. Like half of this sounds like sneeze and half of this sounds medical.
And a chanami. So why can't? What's wrong? Some is medical and some is tznius. Right? Fine. Right? This is the classic, sit in the bathroom for an hour. People are very maked on this.
But what's the big deal if you're not? So then you just have to come back? So what's the big deal?
I think it's not healthy. I understood it to be not healthy, but I don't know. It's not healthy to hold. You're gonna end up holding it in. Like once you start cleaning up, and you're masupik whether you need to go to the bathroom or not. So now you're holding it in. You know what I mean?
So I just got plans for a house. The architect put an outlet in right next to the toilet.
There you go.
Well, that's because people stopped reading the Post.
Right. There's no more. The newspapers is no longer. It's no longer in the right. It's yeah. Okay. Shemato mayim ba'mida. Right. And when you urinate standing up, yashkir shalei yinatzu al menalav v'begadov. Make sure that no urine goes on your shoes and on your clothing. But that's an interesting halacha. That's not medical. These are and you got to be very careful. You should not put your hands on your breasts. Right? Now the reason for that is the reason why you don't want it to sprinkle on you and get all over, and people see that is because then they're going to think that you are a krus shavcha and you have a cut there and it doesn't come out properly, and then they're going to think that you don't have the ability to have children, and then it's going to put a bad it's going to make a bad reputation. They say, hey,
This is an awful stretch.
Maybe this is Rav Moshe's suck on not using urinals, because there's a lot of bounce back a lot with those things.
Okay, maybe.
That's a good thing, Simon. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But that's the reason for this. The reason for this is because people are going to see it, and then they're going to be much ashamed of that. I mean, how could this guy have kids? So he has kids. So there's no. Well, it's all sorts of. As far as I remember, that's the pshat. Okay, Dalit. We have time to do one more. But based on Kisei, also lahara b'divrei Torah. Oh, of course, that's the one place that everybody wants to be mahara b'divrei Torah is in the bathroom. But it's in the Beis HaKisei. You're not allowed to think of Torah in the Beis HaKisei. When you're in the bathroom, you should be busy with your business. Your business is Torah or here Avera Chas v'Shalom.
Aren't we trying not to think about business in there?
Why?
Because I'm thinking about business the rest of the time. So I go in there for a little bit of a break. I don't need to think about business in there also.
So then read your emails or whatever. Read the news. Ich weiß nicht. But but not in Torah. That's all. Right? But on Shabbos that you're not supposed to think about business, which is, by the way, not Ikra Din. Ikra Din, you are allowed to think about it. Just better not to. Yahar b'dvarim nefloim shera v'shama al-kedayma. You should think about all the wondrous things that you've seen and that you've heard of, and things similar to that. Right? So fine. We're going to see exactly what the gather of a bathroom is. We'll have to see. We're going to see in Sifhei. But here he brings on the bottom, right? Talking in the bathroom is also. The Kitzur doesn't bring this, but this is a Beferish Ramah that it's also to talk in the bathroom, and the Isser is Chomer Ma'oid. Right, but if you obviously need to talk about something for the Beis HaKisei, then
in the bathroom or when you're going to the bathroom?
When you're going, for sure. Yeah, but even in the bathroom, when you're going, for sure, it's mamish. You're not allowed to. But even in the bathroom, you're not allowed to talk. Now the question is our bathroom have a din of a bathroom? That's a different shaila.
What happens when the phone rings?
Don't take it into that.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. You shouldn't answer the phone. How about texting? Is writing considered like speaking? So
wasn't the girl famous for doing math in the bathroom?
That's what they say, right? The girl did math. Yeah. Okay, whatever. We'll continue again, Benz Hashem, next week. I'm going to switch off of this and go on to